Heroes, made not born, except sometimes, well, they are born. On a gloomy night, in a faraway magical land called England. Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong story. Of course, if we were talking about this story, we talk about, the orphan boy and the dead parent and the scar shaped like, well, you get it. You are familiar with this boy. Right, well, forget about him. This story is not about him. This story is about another orphan, Wayne Hopkins. His parents also dead, killed in a freak chocolate frog accident. Please, don't ask. This boy is whisked away to live with his uncle in the even more magical land of Cattlepoke Springs, New Mexico, where the boy grows up. And up until a few weeks ago, this now 11-year-old boy had only the regular problems of a child in 1991. But before he knew it, after a confusing train station experience, Wayne found himself at the gates of a certain school of female magic and male magic, where he would spend the next 7 years.
Welcome to Behind the Magics of PUFFS. This documentary is a look at our process of putting on the production of PUFFS. And as the true saying goes, the show must go on. Or the show must go online somehow, in some shape or form. As we were doing this production, we were taking lots of videos from some dodgy cameras with some dodgy audio. And at the end of the day, we decided to put it all together to show you exactly what we were doing in our rehearsals. Please enjoy this journey and having a look at how the restrictions on top of trying to put on a show all merge together to create some high drama. Enjoy the PUFFS.
Life is changing in Australia as it is changing all around the world. Life is going to continue to change as we deal with the global coronavirus.
Schools in New South Wales and Victoria will be closed today as education departments implement new procedures to deal with the spread of coronavirus.
With shelves stripped bare as Australians prepare for a pandemic.
The coronavirus cases in Australia has now risen above 90, 6 new cases in New South Wales.
A giant padlock is about to snap shut on Sydney and the rest of the state as we go into an unprecedented lockdown.
The Health Minister is saying staying apart is still the most important thing we can do.
Schools are preparing for an increase in face-to-face teaching from this week, in what authorities hope will be a staggered path to normal.
New South Wales has 8 new cases. There has been another death at the Newmarch aged care home, taking the total to 6.
2 adults will be able to go and visit anybody else in their home on the basis of care, on the basis of reducing socialisation and everybody's mental health.
Students returning. By the end of April, more than 550,000 essential supplies had been dispatched, including 20,000 rolls of toilet paper, 42,000 bottles of hand sanitizer, 22,000 bars of soap and 2,000 litres of hand soap, along with 3,900 bottles of surface spray and 16,000 packets of disinfectant wipes.
Social distancing rules need not apply in classrooms.
And today new research was released showing just how safe classrooms will be. In a bid to reassure parents, staff and students, the government has outlined data showing no evidence that children have infected teachers with COVID-19.
Year 1, the Puffs and the Sorcerer's attempt at earning points and making friends, or the year we found out whether or not we got in or not.
You'll be working through starting with your narrator monologue, and then you'll pause, and then you go, I'm also going to audition with such and such's monologue, and then you'll perform that. So you'll perform them after each other. And I just want you to have some fun while you're up here. This beautiful story is based on a boy that just wants to be liked. He wants to be the hero in someone's journey. And he realises by the end that he is actually the hero. And anyone can be a hero. You don't have to conquer big beasts and stuff, and you might be the one that helps out along the way. And and so it's the story of the underdogs where they just want to come third. It is a play that has extreme amounts of transformational acting, so it means that you play sometimes 5, 6, 7 characters in the show. Those characters might change like that. So we are going to be playing a lot with how we can characterise them really, really quickly. It's also a prop-heavy show, and lots of the comedy is about the props, the transformational acting, and the reactions to everything. So it's not realism at all, it is high class. So just get up here and enjoy it.
You never wanted to be a puff. This place is crazy, huh?
He is the boy who lives.
A giant! The baby!
Anyone tell me what's
We all can! We're wizards!
You remain unseen.
Anyways, Puffs. Cattle Hope Springs, New Mexico.
After the long-awaited auditions commenced, we were given our letters via OWL, of course, determining the rest of our wizard lives and our major roles in Puffs. First meets with the rest of the cast, we set off to begin our magical adventures, learning lines, creating characters, and of course, learning to use our magical wands. Let's see how the first year went.
Let's just quickly go around and introduce ourselves in a big, exciting, powerful voice. So, you can go, I'm Miss Luke.
Yeah, for like a day. Okay.
Yeah, but I can. Year 2, the Puffs, and the year the ancient giant snake started attacking students. The same year it was discovered another certain student could talk to snakes. Or the year we rehearsed quickly. This year, we really focused on our characters, in particular the trio and their relationship with each other. After taking a further look at our characters and improvising, we realised that the main focus of the show is Wayne's determination to become a hero, and with this, the dynamics and support with the other two characters, Oliver and Megan. We had lots of fun exploring their relationships with each other and working on creating an interesting group dynamic that would become the foundation of the show. Let's see how the trio got on.
Okay.
I'm Carl.
And we play Wayne Hopkins.
Yeah, Wayne Hopkins is sort of a loser. He really wants to be a hero, but, well, he kind of struggles with that. I joined PUFFS because it seemed like a really, really great opportunity to work with some older students.
Emily.
I'm Bailey.
We play the character Megan Jones.
Megan Jones is a bit edgy. She's a bit of a goth, but she's just trying to find her place in the school.
I think mainly for me, I really wanted to join the production of PUFFS because obviously it's the first junior production that our school's ever put on, and also it's a really, really exciting experience for everyone, and I get to meet a lot of new people, and it's just an overall really good experience.
Hi, my name's James.
And I'm Owen.
And we both play Oliver Rivers and play PUFFS.
Oliver is a bit of a nerd. He's come from a place where he knows everything. He's a math magician, really good at maths.
Mathematician? Mathematician.
Yeah, mathematician. And Oliver has come from a world where he knows everything. He was a great mathematician, and he has come into this world of wizarding where he knows absolutely nothing and he has to start again.
And on top of that, he thinks he's going to be the know-it-all of everything, and then he has to go through this journey of finding out that he's not the best at this. And along the journey he eventually accepts that, and that's what we really enjoyed. And personally, I really enjoyed playing like the nerd for like all his quirks and stuff. I thought it was really a lot of fun to play.
Can everyone start to go into their position? And now over-exaggerate whatever you're doing and whatever your character is.
Hi, my name's Chelsea.
Hi, I'm Jenny. Okay, and pause.
What did we all learn about our characters?
Well, I think that we've really... sorry, I got it.
Take us forever.
I think that we've learned a lot about the dynamic that we're going to explore throughout this piece, and getting to be familiar with that, and all the interactions between the characters.
Yes. Carl and I, we say a lot of lines at the same time, and so we have to work on the cues of when we say that, and we also have to work on our accents a bit more, because,
I think we can all agree with that.
Yeah, accents are a very big challenge, and we actually had a bit of choice on which accent we wanted to select, so we discussed that with our partners in which one we'd prefer to do the best.
I think with working through the experience, we've all kind of become very familiar with our characters, like especially Bailey and I have become very familiar with the character of Megan, who's a bit of an angsty teenager that just kind of wants to fit in at heart, but she's kind of struggling with that a bit. What about everyone else?
I actually messaged the off-Broadway actor who originated the role of Megan Jones and asked her for any tips or any advice she had on playing the role, and she responded back, which was really cool, and I got to learn more about the character.
Really? That is so cool. Oliver Rivers is a very interesting character, you could say. He's super nerdy and like stereotypical nerd, and he's thrown into this world where maths doesn't matter and academics doesn't matter, and it's all about magic, and it's about him exploring that, and eventually he finds a romantic interest, which is also something that we need to explore, which I'm very excited for, yeah.
I actually had a bit of an idea before we started. We got into a card game called Uno, and...
Okay, yeah.
He doesn't even know what you're talking about.
Essentially, by playing Uno multiple times a week, we discovered our character. When we were playing Uno and we became very competitive, we learned the different dynamics of Wayne and Oliver and how they actually build a friendship.
Year 3, the year year the Puffs are in pyjamas because a murderer gets into the school, or year 3 when the Puffs get their costumes. This year we got to try on our costumes and really become our characters. Since the show is double cast, each member needed 2 costumes, and since we all play multiple characters, the number of costumes needed was astronomical. We were lucky enough to have Miss Ingle help with our costumes. Let's see what she has to say.
So we are really excited because today everyone is doing a costume show off to see if all of our costumes fit and then we work together. And so we've gone from like everyone has a tone of yellow somehow in there to like bring them together as puffs. We have a lot of like Wayne, he's got a lot of 90s pop culture t-shirts. Star Wars, Batman Returns, RoboCop and Bugs Bunny. So that's kind of like because we're going for that 90s look. We've tried to look at 90s pants, but the jeans are a bit hard to find. So people have brought their stuff in. And so yeah, I guess today is just really about seeing what they look like together. Yeah, and tell us about your costume.
Oh, my costume, since I'm playing, it's like a black tight turtlenecky dress with this strange like webbed black thing. What did you say? It's like a drape, but we cut some armholes in it, so it's it's kind of like a shawl, but it's like a long one. And I've got big black combat boots, and yeah.
So Hugh, we'll get Hugh to do a thing.
He's playing Cedric.
This is Cedric. Now, can you talk to us about how do you feel once you're in this? Like, what are you feeling for Cedric?
Feel empowered. I don't know. I feel like it just feels good to be in the costume. It feels like an extra part of your character is just coming together, and yeah, I don't know what to say.
Great, that was really good.
Thank you.
So this is working. Wayne, we might get something for you.
Get what?
I just don't have something yellow for you. Maybe yellow shooting.
No, that's yellow.
Okay, that looks fine. What pants do you want to wear?
I can wear black tights or black jeans or whatever.
Black jeans?
I don't have any, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's she wearing?
Yeah,
They're just my school pants.
Do you literally wear that?
That's fine. And then what shoes?
The Puffs and the year they mattered, or the year we learnt to dance. This year took the longest time to rehearse because it's the longest year in the whole play. This year is the year where we get to do the very dangerous wizard tournament where one of the Puffs gets to be the centre of attention. This year we also got to dance. A lot. It was a surprise to see how much work it takes to teach a full cast a dance.
I've only been in one dance before.
Comes on, everyone looks up because you're like, oh, music changes. You're like, yeah, like big arms, big actions. You see Hugh, oh my god, like you're pointing Hugh, like, oh my god, the boy's like, yeah, like cool man, he's the coolest guy. He's in the Track Wizard tournament. He comes down and everyone's like, yeah, let's watch it. You're like, you're cheering him on, you're doing this, and then he goes plus formations. Your smile gets even bigger. You're like, yes, this is the most exciting thing ever. Got it? Yeah. Do you see that energy?
That's the emergency formation
7. The end of this year was the end of Act 1, hence we got to perform the whole of Act 1 for the first time. We still had a lot of work to do, but it was a really rewarding experience. Let's see how the dance rehearsals went.
Hi everyone, I'm really sorry to tell you today that we've actually had 2 members that unfortunately have pulled out for Look, it's really hard. They had their own reasons, and at the end of the day, we don't necessarily want people in the cast that don't want to be here. And I can tell from all of you, the fact that you guys turn up every lesson or every rehearsal, you guys want to be here, and that's the kind of vibe that we want in our performance. So, going ahead, Ayla, would you mind playing your character in both casts?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and it's going to affect the character of Sally Perks. And I was wondering, Sarah, because you play Zavia in that cast, would you happily play that?
Okay.
Okay, so we have to be extra nice to these two to make sure that they're up on top of things and all of their cues. And today, what we're going to do is we're going to do all of Act 1 with cast Red. Red. And that's blue, so cast red, so cast blue. This is your chance. What I want you to do right now is I want you to think about your character.
This is
Goyle. Snake.
Granger, Hermione.
I'm Wayne.
Right now
I've
we're
read
going
this song
through
million
the
twice.
first meet the puff scenes where we meet all of the puffs.
We're cast friends doing full Act 1 run through. And so we're just extra
like 3 scenes.
waiting to on stage.
Yes.
Or we're going to come second.
Yes.
Or third. Third or nothing.
Third or nothing.
Third or nothing. Third or nothing.
So right now you can hear the Halloween scene going on. We've just found out that possibly a troll has come loose in school, and the puffs are dealing with it in the one way we know how.
Light when my eyes behold an eerie sight.
I've been working on my charms. I think I've got it. A sentinel.
He took the
Everyone hates us enough already.
So we just got to year 2 and the cast is working on doing school right now, as you can hear the chatter. So exciting stuff.
As you can probably hear, they're doing the same where they've just found out that Cedric is performing at the 3 Wizard tournament.
Cedric! 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 The end!
Where's your cheesy smiles?
Alright, so they just finished the slumber party scene. I'm about to do the butterbuzz scene and about to go on. Wish me luck.
New South Wales has tightened restrictions on clubs, restaurants and cafes, bringing them into line with changes announced for pubs earlier this week.
We absolutely need everybody seated when they're in a venue. No mingling. And when you have smaller groups, there's less chance of people getting up and mingling. We do not want any sort of mingling that spreads the disease. And group bookings of any description in any hospitality area have to be restricted.
We're not going to have things like the full school assemblies, we won't be having excursions, and we won't be welcoming non-essential visitors onto school sites either.
No bubblers or inter-school sport. These are just some of the new rules.
Students must return a negative COVID-19 test if they develop flu-like symptoms. So
is implementing new policies whereby if a student or a teacher contracts COVID-19, then the school that they attend will be closed for at least one day.
Year 5. The puffs from the year we will get through quickly, or the year we spent rehearsing on the weekend. The main joke throughout Year 5 is that the book is so big, but not much happens to the puffs throughout that year. Therefore, it is portrayed as quite a short yet uneventful year, but we did get some t-shirts. However, Year 5 is a defining moment in terms of friendship, loyalty, and retaining the happy, kind nature that the Puffs are so proud of. When we were rehearsing this year, we were also preparing for our performance, and in order to do so, we had a weekend rehearsal to start finalising aspects of the production and working towards finishing it.
Today's our first full-day rehearsal on a Sunday in the studio theatre, which is a pretty big step. Yeah.
Or come second. Yeah. Or third. Third or nothing. Yeah. Yeah. Third or nothing. Third or nothing. Third or nothing. Whoever wins most.
Oh, you're filming. Nice.
Yes, hello. We are going to turn things into other things. Watch. Go crazy.
The Olive Garden.
Mr. Ribbs, the one technique is always here. Other things. Watch. Olive Guardian Leviosa. Go crazy.
Olive Guardian Leviosa.
3, 2, 1, go.
We are not a threat.
We are not a threat.
Please be our friend.
Please be our
We
friend.
are not a threat.
We are not a threat.
Please be our friend.
Please be our
We
friend.
are not a threat.
We are not a threat.
Please be our friend.
We were so privileged to have Gareth Isaac come to our rehearsal to inspire us in our production. Gareth played the narrator in the original Australian cast of Puffs. He gave us some advice on how to play out roles and gave us confidence in our production.
There we go. You're a lot larger than I expected, numbers-wise, because in our production we only had 13, no, calm down, it's all right.
One thing we're working on is trying to get the speed up. Any tips to help with the speed of the play?
Oh wow, yeah, that's the thing. Puffs is such a speedy piece. The only real tip I can give you guys is to, I mentioned vocal warm-ups earlier. If you can find some form of warm-up game that you can play together as a cast, that forces you to react to your other castmates in such a speedy way that it becomes instinctive. That's the best advice I can give. We had a game that we would play, it's like a variant of Zip Zap Boing, but it had like 1 billion rules. So we just added new rules every third show or something. It became so intense that we had to really listen to one another and be able to react on time. So
I have a question about Cedric, if that's alright.
Go for it.
Would you say, like, we understand, like, he's very, hyper, he's very happy, just over the top. Is he meant to be a bit dumb, or is that just kind of...
I think the simplest answer to that is, if we go back to the source material, Cedric is prefect. He's a Quidditch captain. Like, this is an entirely unrelated material. There's a boy called Cedric Diggory in book number 4 who's very brave, very talented. He's a very, very competent wizard. So I think he's still a puff at heart, but he does have competence.
In this weekend rehearsal, we also worked on building and painting our set. Our aim for the set was to have 4 doors on either side, as well as 2 exits on the mega deck, which meant our set required a total of 6 exits. We began by painting large wooden flat structures yellow and orange that would become our walls. We then used a varnish to create a brown coat on them. Our aim was to make it look like the old wooden walls you could see in a certain school of female magic and male magic. In order to make it look like wood, we cut up lots of brushes in order to create different textures and used a certain hand technique to create the markings you would find in real wood. Let's see how the painting turned out.
Students out of bed! Students out of bed! Students in the corridor!
Becoming an almost daily occurrence in New South Wales. The Health Minister confirming several more diagnosed cases of coronavirus in the state.
Can I say this is likely to be the new norm?
The number and types of assessment tasks given to HSC students will be relaxed as...
Even so, assemblies, excursions and inter-school sport are still off.
In a crisis on our border with Victoria, a renewed surge in coronavirus cases has left officials with no other choice but to seal off the Victorian state from the rest of the nation.
Their quads are empty and the bells aren't ringing. Across Sydney, schools keep closing because of COVID-19.
Comes to the state's 3,000 schools from the beginning of March to mid-April. Only 15 schools had a case of COVID-19.
We've seen today the second highest number that Victoria or any state has posted in terms of daily new infections. That is 374.
Year 6, PUFFS, The Mummy Returns, or the year of smooches, cooties and giggles. Year 6 is a very fun year. Zach Smith has quite an interesting monologue and Lord Voldy is introduced. During this year, Megan's mum Zavia returns and causes quite a commotion. This year really highlights the camaraderie of the PUFFS and their resilient attitude, which is also something that the cast had to have as more and more restrictions were put in place. One version of Voldy, it was really fun having the opportunity to improvise, sorry Miss Roberts, and just create a character of a villainous but comedic complex. Let's see how our improvisations went.
Yeah! Okay, now can you add some animation into your bodies as you say this? Ready? Yeah!
Let me tell you a story. So I used to have a job at this takeaway store, and my manager, he put me on the fly-in, right? You know, they fly in, you get the food, fly out, you know it. And this man came through the fly-in, and he ordered some chips, right? Everyone gets chips. Everyone gets chips. And he said, I want no salt on the chips. Who gets no salt on their fucking chips? Anyway, we were like, yeah, we can do it, all good. Drove through, we accidentally gave him chips. We gave him salt on the chips, it was fine. He got angry, he shouted at me. Fuck that man, fuck him and his fucking chips with no fucking salt. You know what the manager said? He said, that's not good enough, Zach. You're better than that. We know you're better than that. Yeah.
I have a story to tell you about a dream I recently had, and it was really concerning. Alright, so it was about 15, 20 years into the future, and there was this thing, and it was killing some people. No one could see it, no one could smell it, but it was there, it was hopping from person to person. And the people in charge, they did fuck all. They did fuck all. And then these people were slowly dying out, some people getting really bad problems. And the people in charge gave very little instructions, and all these fucking clowns didn't even listen to them. Like, can you imagine that?
Year 7, the PUFFS at the time Harry came back and caused a war at school, or the year that turned to Doomsday.
To start Year 7, we had to figure out how the heck we were going to choreograph the epic battle scene. This scene may only be 4 pages long, but there's over 64 entrances and exits. Miss Luke created a choreography table, but let's see how that went.
So today is going to be a really crazy day. There's a part in it called the battle. And in this battle, we have the 4 doors plus the 2 mega decks, and people are coming in and out as all different death buddies. So at any one time, we've got people running across the stage, up the stage, whatever it is, and we've got to try and choreograph that, which is going to be a bit crazy. So fingers crossed it all goes well. Please, James.
Like 2 seconds.
No. End of the first.
Here.
Oh.
Hey. Oh.
Girl, I'm confused.
Yet again, my 9-year-old sister would.
Halfway down, see?
Oh no, wait, the deaths are.
4. No. Okay. So just Zoe from door 2, Emery and Sarah from door 4, Alec and Andrew from door 3.
Miss, how does that work? Because I ended up here.
3, 2, 1.
Those restrictions will mean an end to social activities like excursions, formals and graduation ceremonies.
Including a scrapping of all graduation ceremonies and school formals, and also spectators will be banned on school grounds, and that includes parents.
Kids won't be able to use bubblers, go on work experience, play sport, debate or do any activities with other schools, and drop-off and pick-up will be overhauled.
New South Wales is adopting further protections to avoid a situation like Victoria by calling all residents to make face masks part of everyday life.
A lot of face masks. So we're talking about hotspots, places where the virus has been detected. We're also talking about public transport. So if you're jumping on a bus, a train or a ferry, any
day-to-day basis, parents and carers won't be allowed on school grounds. Students will be kept within their class or year group to avoid mixing, and they won't be allowed to sing, chant or use wind instruments.
Doomsday! So Year 7 for us was like Year 7 in the play. We're set up for a big battle. Let's see what happened.
Hi all. So today
Hi.
We were supposed to be doing our full act 2 for Red Cast or Blue Cast?
Blue.
However, I need to talk to you before we go ahead and do that, and I'm going to frame it in, this is not great. So basically the story goes, we know that we've been playing along with all these restrictions that are placed on us with the audience, not being able to have our parents come. The current restrictions mean that we can't have a year group come and watch because they can't be in a year group for longer than 15 minutes. So unless we made each scene 15 minutes and then chucked them outside and then brought them back in, that's not going to work. Even if we were to say had 2 classes in, it's a very limited audience. We can't have teachers come in because teachers can't be in a space for more than an hour. So in terms of our audience, it was going to be really lacking, and what we were banking on was the fact that the licensing people were going to allow us to stream it, so record it, and we actually had a beautiful person that was going to come and professionally film it from 3 different angles, and so it would look really professional, edited together. However, today I've had word from New York that we unfortunately don't have the rights to film it, to record it, or to live stream it. And so I have gone through every freaking option that there possibly is. I can't think of any way that we can do this. So I'm really, really sorry, but PUFFS has to be deferred for whatever time. And so I guess in a very puffy way, it seems like this is what the production was supposed to be, because we're the PUFFS, and we always kind of get on and do it. So my sincerest apologies that this is what it's come to. Oh, and I didn't gotta get so emotional. so in our conversations today, we started to go, okay, well, what happens if the documentary is more of the thing that we're doing? So we can't do a production, but maybe we can do a bit of a film in our documentary, put it in together as a lengthy piece rather than these 5-minute videos. And so I think where I'm sitting right now is that we go, let's think about what else could we do to put this in to celebrate what we have done as the Puffs. We can't record full production, but as a school we have a licensing agreement as a department school that we can do 10% of a script. So there's potential there that maybe we pick a scene or we pick 2 scenes that we could get the tech crew in to actually light for us. We can get in our costumes because we've got them, and we could have those 2 scenes as the kind of ending of our documentary, and potentially that could then be, you know, streamed one night, and we say to all your parents, okay, it's 7 o'clock, we're going live, and we can all be sitting in our homes watching it apart but together. And so maybe there's just that small bit of thing that we can keep a hold of, and so that if, you know, it doesn't eventuate or eventuates a long time in the future, that we've still got something to be really proud of that can show what we've done. So I guess what I'd like you to do is just have the talk be, it's okay to feel, you know, upset and taking those emotions. Maybe you're excited, just like, oh, I haven't got anything left to say. But like have a moment to talk to each other and maybe start to talk about what are possibilities that maybe we can do. Maybe we just have, you know, one more rehearsal, and we can do that in one more rehearsal. I guess it's down to what you guys want to do. Rather than all talking, let's go around, and I'm going to ask you 2 things. Okay. One, the thing that up till now you have been most proud of.
So something I'm most proud of our class is just like, I know the friendships that we all made, because like I've like become friends with people like I didn't think I'd be friends with, that I don't really talk to in class, and it's been a good way to like meet everyone, especially like people from different year groups. And I think we should keep going and just finish it, because like even if we just do it for ourselves, like we'll still get the feeling that we're doing it sooner.
Yeah, just being part of like a junior production has been amazing, and I didn't walk into this being like, yay, Puff. I was kind of like, oh yeah, Puff, but like now I'm a Puff and I want to stay. And I think we could totally do like even 1 rehearsal a week, just so we keep it in our bodies, and I really want to finish it.
Someone's
Just to have...
Oh, Wood, you ruined the moment.
So I just wanted to say that I am very proud of us about how far we were able to get in the short time, because we had to go through quarantine in the beginning from the first audition, and then being able to pick it back up in term 2, and then being able to get almost practically done by now. And I'm very proud of how far we got. What I was most excited for was probably just completing it.
What I enjoyed the most and what I look forward to the most is honestly just coming to rehearsals every week.
No. Obviously, I was really excited to perform this, given all the work we did. You know, this is a huge production. But regardless of if we performed or not, I'm very proud of the community we became. Yeah, but we became a great community. It was very heartfelt, and yeah, here we are.
Yeah, even if we had lost years.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure everyone can agree that it's obviously really disheartening having put in so much work, but I guess, you know, this is what it is, and well, I agree with Owen. I think that we should finish it. I don't know, maybe to just know that we finished it, that we finished the production, and then I don't know, we can maybe perform it for ourselves. Clap.
Shazza.
Shazza.
I think it's really sad, because I've like known about this since like the beginning of the year, and Miss Luke and I have like worked really hard and like gotten everything together, but it is what it is, and obviously there's a lot of people out there who have to go through worse stuff due to coronavirus. But I think that we should finish it, just to get like a sense of like completion, that like it's not just even though it's not a waste, but it's like we shouldn't just kind of like dump it, and like not that we would, but I think we should like keep
keep going and like finish it, and then just like maybe we could do one rehearsal or like one thing with all the lights and the costumes, and then just like leave it at that. Yeah, like a dress rehearsal, and then just like so we end on like a really good note.
Sad that PUFFS was cancelled. I was so excited to be in this production and have something to do after quarantine, and you know, work with all these amazing people and such talented kids, and it's just such a disappointment that it can't go ahead. Hopefully this documentary goes ahead and we can do it and we can finish the play at least. But yeah, really sad.
Into this, we had myself had such high hopes or dreams of what it could be, of having such good like performance times, like after school, looking forward to rehearsing with my friends, meeting new people, and genuinely having a very good time with this production. And to see it end too soon, really, it was just it's kind of unfair. Like there are things that we could really be doing to save this, but just everything isn't in our way, which is really just sad.
Yeah. Personally, when I first heard that, I didn't realize that she meant rehearsals would have to be stopping as well. I thought it was just, okay, we won't be able to perform, maybe term 4. I didn't realize it would be so late in the year. It was quite upsetting, if I'm being honest. I had a lot of fun here. Like I've been a big part of this term and last term. It's been a lot, like, I've had a good time. The scenes me and Luca have together are just amazing. Yeah, the Death Buddy scene, the dragon scene, it's just great. I love them. And I mean, like, I don't know, I'm going to miss it all. Like, I had a good connection with everyone that I was doing it with. And, you know, like, it's a shame. Like, even just performing in front of the year would have been great. Because that would have been funny, because, you know, our year would have been like, oh, okay. But yeah, like, overall, it was a lot of fun to do, though. Like, I had a great time doing it. And the costume was amazing.
Oh, the costuming part was so fun.
And you know, like, maybe when we come back, James's accent might be better.
Yeah.
Maybe
he'll finally get his kiss.
Maybe he will finally get his kiss. I think that's gonna be sweet.
Obligatory segment 19 years later, or the Puffs and their Puffs party. At this time together, we made a decision that even though we could not perform the play to a theatre full of our friends and parents, we decided to actually finish the play to feel a sense of completion on something that we've worked really, really hard for. So let's see how our first rehearsal went.
So can we have you guys thinking about where you should be finished from the previous scenes? Go to your sides. We did do the funeral and we all came out and we raised our wands. The Phoenix cries and you guys will exit.
I'm a puff and I'm staying, because if we don't fight now, we'll never find out how that hat talks. Yeah! I'm a puff and I'm staying.
I'm a puff and I'm staying.
I'm a puff and I'm staying. I'm a puff and I'm staying. We might die.
A revolution.
Hey, let's camping. To the great hall.
Hello, it's me, Harry. Oh, how nice. I'm not sure if you remember me, but I used to go to school here.
I won't sit for it either, and I won't stand on one leg because well, I can't watch. Anyway.
First or nothing!
As we can't record the entire show, here is a glimpse at some of the scenes that we did. So this scene that you're seeing right now is in the Great Hall, where they're stuck in there for some reason and they have a midnight storytelling session. This scene here is all about finding the right date, and we have Wayne and Oliver who struggle to find the right date and make a pact with each other to ask the next person that they see to the dance. And this ends up in some very comical pairings that turn to true love. In this part of the scene, we're looking at the relationship between Cedric and Wayne, and due to our casting, there was quite a bit of difference in our heights, and they enjoyed making this part of their characters. I had the enjoyable scene here where the bathtub comes to life, and in true Cedric fashion, in our final run through, Oscar wanted to go into his costume and really take note of what Cedric would do. Right now you can see the cast getting really excited about something that they're watching, and this happens while Cedric is part of the special championships. This quick scene here is introducing us to the character of Bippy, the house elf, and she does a great job in improvising some of these scenes.
I'm Bippy, your little house elf friend. I am Bippy, I'm your best friend. We'll be together till the very end. Bippy, Bippy, we all say yippee! Verse 2 of 20. I'm Mrs. Megan Jones. I am Bippy, your little house elf friend. God. I am Bippy, I'm your best friend. We'll be together till the very end. Bippy, Bippy, we all say yippee!
This scene, the camera woman is right in the midst of the final battle, and this final battle scene is quite crazy, chaotic. We have lots of highs and lows. Here we see Leanne getting quite upset with the fact that the Puffs are so ready to give up straight away, where she says that we need to band together and fight for what we know is right.
We are doing the final scene, which is the fight scene of Puffs, and the most exciting one in my opinion.
I'm not.
Slow motion, slow motion. Ready? 3, 2, 1, scream. 3, 2, 1. There are so many entrances and exits, and the cast did so well to learn this choreography, and it took us a while to do. In fast forward, here is a snapshot of the beginning part of the battle choreography.
What am I doing? Oh, we're just going through the last scene. Yeah, we're making it a little battle scene and Sully's just died. It's really sad. Shut up your tears.
Not today! Exterminio!
I have to go on when Leanne dies.
Okay,
so Jay Finch just died. Yeah, it's really shocking. And then I spoiled Jay.
Ninja, where's your ninja?
How do you feel about you've just died? I knew you were fine with the thing coming up. It's really emotional because this is the last time we're going to be performing this. So let me make it count. I'm kind of sad because Leanne finally got to stand on one leg and now she's dead. But at least she got to achieve that in her short little life. I'm not dead. I don't die either.
As a company, we put our sadness aside and finished the entire play, which was a great triumph for all of us. Following the COVID restrictions, and even though we weren't granted the licensing to film the whole show, being a school, we were able to film small parts of the entire play, and this was exceptionally exciting for all of us, and we chose 4 separate scenes to rehearse, perfect, and perform for the camera.
It's first day of filming and we're just rehearsing before it. And we've turned up and one person is away, probably getting COVID tested, and then Oscar's turned up like this. Oscar, what did you do?
I think I tore a ligament, pretty sure, so that's great.
Thank you. You're welcome.
These scenes were the Blue cast performing one of the very first scenes in the entire play, Welcome to the Puffs, where the characters have their first meeting in the Puffs common room. This introduces us to the unique characters and sets up the third or nothing ideology of the Puffs.
This is not my favorite.
I swear that painting just looked at me so cool. Oh.
Oh, it's great! Guys, guess what? We're wizards!
Yeah! Hey, we should all introduce ourselves. I'm Jake Fletchley. I'm boys with fun.
Hi! I'm Susie Bones. Once upon a time, my entire family was murdered except my aunt.
Hi! I'm Wayne. I've read the Silmarillion twice.
Hi! I'm Sally Perks and I go to this school.
Hi! Who's that? It's me, Ernie Mac, and I'm basically the best, so hi!
Hi! Who's that? It's me, Hannah. I'm Hannah. Hi! I was raised in a cabin by my grandparents, and you're the first of the children I've ever seen to know and I'm a wizard. And my name's Leanne.
Hi!
Oliver Rivers, and I'm just here to keep my head down and get a fundamental understanding of wizarding basics.
Hi! Megan Jones. Yeah, that's right. Just so we're clear, I'm not like you, any of you, so leave me alone.
Hush! And my name is Cedric. Thanks. Now, come on, gather around, don't be shy. Welcome to the Puffs. Hi! Just a few things to get you acquainted to the school. First, the stairs move. Don't freak out, just breathe. Second, the Puffs don't exactly have the best reputation around here, so people might make jokes about you. They may even throw food at you. They may even cast a curse on you. In fact, here's a list of curses you can expect to be hit by at some point in the next week. But none of that matters because really we're a bunch of nice, fun, happy people. Also badgers. Badgers are great. Yeah! That being said, what do you think the most important part of magic school is?
Learning magic.
Wrong. The house cup. Here you earn points for doing something right, and you lose them for doing something wrong. Puffs have come in last place for ever, but this year we're going to change that. This year we're going to get first place. Yeah. Or second place. Yeah. Or third place. Third or nothing. Third or nothing. Third or nothing. Third or nothing. Whoever wins the most points, they'd be a real hero. Me? Maybe while I'm off to bed.
If Cedric's going to bed, I'm going to bed too. Jake Beach, out.
I'm not in bed. What's official? The next 7 years are gonna suck. Can you believe this group of dingbats?
I thought everyone seemed nice.
You're talking to me? You're not running away?
Why would we do that?
Everyone knows my mom works for you-know-who.
Who?
The Dark Lord.
Who?
Oh, whatever. The guy was like a super evil wizard.
There are evil wizards?
Yep, and my mom was one of his most feared followers. I warn you, I'm just as badass as her. Megan! Our beds are stacked on top of each other. Magically. It's a bunk bed. My wizard. Oh, I'm going to hang out with the snakes where I belong.
Oh, you can't leave. You might lose points.
Watch me.
So, you know all of this too?
Yep, all of it.
But you're not British.
Nope, New Jersey. My family just moved to England back in May, so they'd be close to me when I started out at the Mathematical Institute of Oxford this semester.
But you're 11.
I know, a lot of you call him a math savant, but that's not important now. Now, I'm just a wizard. A beginner level wizard. You don't think that starting out here means we're already bad at wizarding, right? I'm not used to being bad at school.
Oh, come on, it's just the first day. Besides, it's just learning magic. How hard can it really be?
Aren't there some interesting characters? The next scene that you'll get to witness is the feast, performed by all of our cast, where the Puffs have their very first Halloween feast, which gets cut short by a visit from a troll.
Oh, it's a Halloween feast. Jake Beach approved.
My chance. I think I've got sensational.
Wayne, you can't lose any more points. Everyone hates this number already.
Oh, come on, it's Halloween. Let's just sit back and relax and let nothing bad happen. in the dungeon! Quick, Puffs emergency formation 10!
Please be our friend. We are not a threat. Please be our friend. We are not a threat. Please be our friend.
Ron, I have different thoughts. Hermione. No, I know that's Ron. But she doesn't know about the troll. We have to go save her.
That's some compelling dancing, definitely our forte. The next one is the sports scene, which is with the red cast, where Zach Smith, the not-so-encouraging tryouts coach, performs an improvised monologue for the audience, whilst excited students warm up behind him. Warning, this is different every time we rehearse, and small children should stay out of ear range, as Zach sometimes lets one slip.
Alright, you cocksuckers! Who's ready to play sport and can get fucking laid? Because that's the only reason I play. Now, before we start these tryouts, I have to tell you about something. Because the other day I was all alone, sitting in my room, bored out of my brain.
I was so bored, I got on this little box thing and searched up this thing called Y-Tube. And I was searching all these strange moving pictures. And I found this one of a bean burrito. And this bean burrito, it got devoured. And I mean devoured by a dog. Now that doesn't sound too bad, does it? No. No, it was devoured by a dog in 1 second. 1 second. Do you know how much work goes into making a bean burrito? And an animal can eat that in 1 second. I don't know what kind of monster you have to be to destroy something like that in 1 second, but now I know it's a dog. Where was I? Tryouts! Alright, go! Stop! You made the team! Really? No, fuck off! You made the team! No, fuck off! It's a one-man team, baby! Zach Smith out!
Boy, I'm glad Zach Smith isn't employed at NHSPA. The next scene, back to the Great Hall again, performed by the Red Cast, is at the very end of the play, where in a heartfelt scene, the Puffs band together before taking part in a hectic battle, which ends in tragedies and triumph.
Harry's back.
He's here to start a revolution!
He went camping!
To the Great Hall!
Hello, it's me, Harry. Oh, how nice. I'm not sure if you remember me, but I used to go to school here.
Is this thing on? Your efforts are futile. I do not want to kill any of you. Bring me Potter, and you shall be rewarded. You have until midnight! Night! That went well, I think. Did you bring any board games and snacks? No. Oh, my megaphone's still on. Sorry. Bring me Harry! So now I know the megaphone's definitely off. Oh, hush, as a girl. You know, I've always admired your haircut. It's a bit business at the front, party at the back. If you ask me, I love it. So that's just my... What do you mean my megaphone's still on? Oh, I'm just having that kind of night, aren't I? Yeah! Harry!
I'm having trouble reading the room here. We want to give him up, right?
And it was at that moment that a snake girl cried out, "Grab him!" And the Puffs grabbed him. And upon being told to leave the Great Hall for evacuation, it was a Puff who stood up first.
What if you want to stay and fight? Before we start, can we just 1 minute?
Yeah. All right. I'm off to find a tiara.
Some of us might die. We all might die. Anyone who stays needs to understand that.
But why would they need us? Everybody says we're the worst at the school.
Yeah, I don't think they want the stupid people to fight.
Jay Finch is only good at herbology. Which is the best?
Yeah. I'll most definitely die if I fight. It would be easier to just leave.
leg because, well, I can't. What? Look at your hand. You have a wand. Unless you looked at your other hand.
Oh.
Hannah, you used to be so awkward, and you still are. We just don't mind anymore. Who's that? It's Ernie Mac and basically the best. Sally, remember that time you did that thing? I do. It was amazing. Susie, we all thought you'd be dead by now, but look at you, standing there alive. Louise, you're so fun. Wayne, you give the best hugs. Megan, you give better hugs than you think you do. Tom, Jerry, and Oliver, you guys have been great. And Jay Finch, he's imaginary. But he can do magic. We all can. We're wizards.
Yeah!
So, sure, it would be easy to leave, but wouldn't it be wrong? We should do what's right. Like Cedric. I'm a puff, and I'm staying. Because if we don't fight now, we'll never find out how that hat talks. I'm a puff, and I'm staying.
I'm a puff, and I'm staying.
I'm a puff, and I'm staying.
We might die. Are we willing to do that for Harry?
We won't die for Harry. We'll die for each other. I'm a puff, and I'm staying.
I'll stay. And I'm a puff. I'm a puff. Look, my socks don't match. I really struggle with reading, and I'm secretly a member of the Frog Choir. I'm a puff. Yeah!
All right. If we're going to fight alongside the braves and the smarts, and not the snakes since they're evil, we need to make sure we delete more enemies than the enemies do. So then, third or nothing? Third! First or nothing?
First or nothing!
After filming all of these scenes and wrapping up our entire experience, we decided the only way to go out with a bang was to end it all with a huge Puffs party in our own great hall, right here in our studio theatre.
Welcome to the banquet.
As we come to the closing of Puffs, I feel sad because I really wish it kept on going, but also kind of happy because I feel like we completed it, like we did something.
I agree. I'm a bit sad that, we didn't get to really perform it properly, but I mean, I've become so much closer with all the cast members, so I think it was a really fun experience.
Yeah, I feel like I'm happy that we at least got through the play and we got there and we got to film the documentary, but I'm so sad because it would have been so fun to perform. Like, good.
I know, just getting to perform in front of a few people yesterday was just such a fun experience, and having people actually laugh at the jokes we worked hard on making. It really just warmed the soul.
People laughed at my Hannah joke, I'm happy.
As we come to the end, I feel really sad.
Yeah,
I don't want it
really
to
sad.
end. I'm happy that we got to make new friends.
Have a good experience, but it's really sad that it's over. But I think it'll be in our hearts for a very long time.
Yeah, I'll
Lots of
always
good
remember
memories.
it.
Yeah.
First junior productions.
Yes. Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, so it was a real bummer when we found out we couldn't perform. So yeah, like it's really good to have this reflection, just talking to everyone, and yeah, he's eating, so we'll come back to him.
We hope you enjoyed your Puffs feast. We're going to continue to enjoy it until all of it is gone and it is all packed up. Yay. So we go through the eating and the cleaning. However, I think this is a really beautiful way to come to a conclusion of what has been one of the most amazing projects to be involved in. James, are you alright with your Oreo? Okay. So it has been such a journey. We had auditions slightly, term 1. We then had COVID affect them and we couldn't go ahead with our auditions. People were ready to audition. We came back from our online learning. We got straight back into it and you guys have absolutely smashed it. The fact that you are or have been off script for the entire show, that 2 months prior to actually doing the show is absolutely phenomenal. And I'm super impressed by that and I can't even begin to imagine where this piece would be 2 months down the track if we were actually going to perform it in the way that we intended to perform it the first time. So, to commemorate this amazing experience, even though hopefully you've got lots of memories, I have made something for you. In the true spirit of a puff, I thought a homemade gift was better than something bought. And I feel like it represents genuine things about things that have happened. So, as we move forward, I hope that you use them. Sarah, come up here.
Regardless of all of the challenges we have faced along the way of doing this great production, with COVID restrictions coming into place, deciding if we're doing it or if we're not doing it, getting to figure out if we can film the whole thing or only part of the show, we have had the most wonderful experience. We've made a family, we've come really close with each other, and it's just been one of the best things that's happened this year, which has been a pretty complicated year, and it's been so exciting, and I know that everybody in the entire cast is so grateful for the experiences that we've had.